Hello everyone, welcome to Trackside with Tom. My name is Tom Hogan. I am the owner and operator of Steel Highway Railcams. And we are back here today with another new episode of Trackside with Tom. Very happy to be here with you. We got, looks like about a dozen people online right now. I know I was a minute or two late getting started here. I apologize for that. So, we have an awful lot to talk about. It's been a very, very busy week at Steel Highway. And I'm pretty excited to share some of this information with you. But first off, while we get started here, we're going to start out with a roll-by in Ames. Because I feel like that, you know, we're gonna start at Ames and we're just kind of gonna work our way west here. Just a few moments ago, we actually had an eastbound bird make his way through Ames, and I have the timestamp pulled up here. I know the last time we were on here, we did a poll about the signal bridge, and everyone seemed pretty supportive of having the signal bridge down the lower left corner, so that's going to stay. And we see here that we have a eastbound container train rolling through downtown Ames, and while we're doing this, we'll say hi to everyone. We've got Santa Fe Man, we've got Daniel Swanson, Stephen Kern, Buddy Burton, Dave Kroger, C&W Butler Junction, Barry, hello. Rocky Run, hello. Good to see you guys. And thank you everyone for tuning in on this wonderful Wednesday afternoon. So, as this eastbound, I don't know if it's a Z train necessarily, but certainly container train. I guess I didn't look to see if it had trailers on the rear or not. But we did have myself and Evan Weber went out. We did a big tour of Western Iowa last week. We got an upgrade done to the Carroll webcam, which we'll touch on in a moment. And then we also did 4 installs in 2 days, which is by far and away the most aggressive schedule that I have ever pulled off in terms of installing webcams. And on top of that, oh, here comes the trailers. So yeah, this is definitely a Z train. We see some, I thought those were UPS trailers at first, but it doesn't look like there's a UPS trailer. But anyway, here's the rear of the train, so definitely trailers, even some EMP on wheel chassis. So yeah, that is our first roll by on this particular Trackside with Tom. And you know, last week it was a really, really aggressive week that we pulled off. And so we're going to go next, and I'm going to pull up Carroll, because we're going to see how we have 2 views now at Carroll. Although I think, no, that was a highlight. I pulled up the wrong thing here. All right. So I need, here we go. So here is our new east view at Carroll, Iowa. So looking in this direction, we get to see westbound trains coming toward the camera. And then just like in Ames, I also put the, down in that lower left corner, I made sure and put the reverse angle of the signal bridge out there as well, so that everyone could see that. And I do not have any timestamps for Carroll, but we are going to scroll back through here and find a roll by of some sort so that we can have a train rolling by as I talk a little bit about this location. Oh, here we go. I found it. I thought I found it. Yep, definitely found it. This is actually going to be a eastbound train. So you see it show up, popping in the camera down the lower left first, and then going by on the big camera second. So this guy is another eastbound container train. I have not had a chance to get this site going with the timestamp and the other relevant information yet, but I will definitely make a point to do that in the very near future. And as we are watching this roll by, so we actually had a little bit of a work session over at the Carroll depot. The west-facing camera was replaced with a new camera, and that allowed me to zoom out more of the building and get it down lower so that we had a better angle. And I don't know if you guys remember or not, but last winter we had a problem with the gutter filling up with snow and then partially blocking the view. Oh yeah, this is... Thank you, bud. Yeah, this is the same Z train. You're absolutely right. We just found it a little bit earlier and a little ways further west. You're 100% correct. So we'll go over here and we will find a westbound Z train that's going to come toward the camera. And here we see him coming a little bit slower, kind of taking his time here navigating through downtown Carroll. And coming right toward the camera here on Main 1. So we have a westbound container train here, but this one with more of the international shipping containers, the 40-footers. So at Carroll, we got 2 webcams going, and one facing each direction. And my hope is that I would like to be able to get the camera set up to where I get this motion detection down, really down solid, and have it face the direction that the train is coming from as it approaches the camera. I don't know if that's going to be realistic or not, but that's the hope that I would like to see executed. So we'll just have to see what happens here. But as this guy is rolling by, we'll say hello to M. Helium. Hello to Santa Fe Man. Yep. Buddy Burton Photography. Same Z. Yep. Turf. Nice with the insert. Yep. Good to talk to you. And Daniel Swanson again. Yep. So this is our new view, and at the Carroll Depot. So thanks to the Carroll Chamber of Commerce for hosting us at this location. Thank you also to the kid Bly, who actually suggested putting cameras on both sides. And I was happy to accommodate that once I had the ability to get out there and do another install. Hello, Tyler Hendricks from Nevada. Good to talk to you. Garen Henderson. Thanks for throwing a comment in the chats there. Definitely appreciate it. So, as this guy is rolling by, this is it's a slower train, but it seems like it's quite a bit longer as well. So this is our westbound Z train by Carroll, Iowa. And before I forget, also definitely want to say thank you to Skays Coal and Ames for hosting us at that location as well. So at this first location in Carroll, I will have to ask you guys, is the scanner radio working better now? Because one of the things that I did when I was in Carroll was I replaced the scanner radio in the hopes that we would start picking up that defect detector that's about a mile east of the depot here. So someone will have to put a comment in and let me know if we're getting better radio reception now. Also, yes, the dreaded PSR train. I have some great locations I'd like to submit. All right. So if you have locations that you want to submit, and this is for anybody, thesteelhighway@gmail.com. That's the place to submit potential camera locations. So thank you for reaching out and suggesting some locations, definitely. All right, so this is our new view. We got to enjoy our new view here at Carroll. And thank you again to the Carroll Chamber for hosting us. Now, after we left Carroll last week, we went and did a live stream, which was along the Boone sub between like Arcadia and Woodbine. And I know that there was something like 58 people that logged in to watch that. So I definitely appreciate everyone tuning in with your support on that particular location. Now, we had for about 2 days a webcam in Woodbine. And that, unfortunately, it ran for about 2 days and then the server died. And I am in the process of shipping a new server out to Woodbine to get that back up and running. So I do have to apologize, guys. I know that was disappointing for me as well as everyone else. But I have every intention of getting Woodbine going again. And it's such a great location because you have the UP and you have the CN going by there as well. So, after installing in Woodbine in the morning, then we jumped over to Missouri Valley. And we have a webcam here at a brand new location in Missouri Valley, Iowa. So, for those of you that are maybe not totally familiar with this location, Missouri Valley is a crew change point for the UP long pools that run these Z trains from the Missouri, and the Missouri Valley Depot is actually just out of the frame over to the right a little bit. So this is also a junction where, if you look here, so these SD70s, SD70Ms that are over here, this is a yard track. There's several yard tracks back here and quite a few locomotives that have been stored in Missouri Valley. If you go over to Arion, there's actually a siding at Arion where there are also locomotives that are stored there as well. So in this case, we have the Boone sub, which runs left and right on these two kind of elevated tracks. And then the track that is down here, the closest to this kind of dirt path or access road, this is the connection to the Omaha sub. There is a Y, and the west leg of the Y is out of the picture. The west leg of the Y is out of the picture further down to the left. But what you can see is trains that are westbound that turn onto the Omaha sub will use this connecting track down here in the foreground. So the very first night that we had this online, within the first, I don't know, 30 minutes or so that it was online, we saw CNW 1995 on a Council Bluffs train that came up and used the connection and headed east. So that was pretty fortuitous as well. We are going to back this up a little bit and find ourselves a timestamp at Missouri Valley, which I think we're going to find right about here. Yes. So here is a westbound, and he is actually coming off of the Boone sub, getting onto the Blair sub to head toward either Blair, Nebraska, or potentially there is a spot about 5 miles to the west of here where the Sioux City sub splits off to the north at a spot called California Junction. This looks like a two-bay hopper, either cement cars or sand hoppers here on the head end. But this is definitely a westbound train traveling on the main line, or the primary route through Missouri Valley, I suppose, because the Omaha sub is a main, the Sioux City sub is a main to just going off in other directions. And this guy probably just changed crews, just out of the picture to the right here. Let's see here. So what else have we got for comments? Going to add the new cams to the motion page soon. Sure, but even when that happens, the motion won't be set up for them right away. There's a lot that goes into the back end of getting the motion detection to work. And even though they're added there, it doesn't mean that they're necessarily working. But yes, they will be added eventually. Tyler Hendricks, yes, how are you? Give updates on locations requested. I try to. What I will tell you, though, is that if you send me a location, it's quite a bit more valuable if you also send me a host location to go along with it. So just sending me, hey, I want a camera in this town, well, that's great, but it's not necessarily going to get anything done. To be able to have a lead on a host location is quite valuable as well. So just something else to think about. Steve Hacko, hello. And Daniel Swanson sounded the alarm on 1995, tracked it through Carroll, Iowa Falls, and Manly. It would have gone by Ames as well, but yes, thank you for helping to point that out. Lots of auto racks now going through after that cut of whatever they were, probably sand hoppers there on the head end, or cement hoppers. Big cut of auto racks going through. Always fun to try to pick out the fallen flags on the auto racks. And thank you to our host here. This is CJ's the Lawn and Landscaping, and they have a hardware store here in Missouri Valley. So thank you for CJ's for hosting this location. Thank you also is owed to Red's Iowa Trains, who gave me the lead on this location so that we could potentially have a webcam here as well. Definitely appreciate getting that lead. And while I'm thinking of it, we talked about the fact that Woodbine got installed, but it is, in fact, offline at the moment. Thank you to Main Street Woodbine for hosting us over in Woodbine as well, and hopefully that camera will be back online in the very near future. That is my hope. So as we continue to watch this westbound through Missouri Valley, I saw there's some more reefer cars, Cryotrans, and the ARMNs. Hello, Ryan Winan. Good to see you. Yep. But yeah, I would say this is just kind of a general manifest train, and he's definitely... Oh, there's some maintenance way flats. Definitely picking up speed as he continues to proceed west through town. So yeah, thank you to our host sites, because without the host sites, none of this is possible. And I know that they always appreciate the shout outs, appreciate the advertising provided as well. Do we have a Facebook group? So there's 2 Facebook groups. I guess this is a decent time. There's a Steel Highway Facebook page, and then there's also a Steel Highway Observation Deck Facebook group. And you can join the group or like the page, either one. But that's kind of one of the means of communication that exists out there. So, yeah, this guy's picking up speed. So we've covered Missouri Valley now. Thank you so much to CJ's Hardware Store, Lawn and Landscaping. They do just a little bit of everything here. And just fantastic people to work with. So now we are going to jump over to our next camera location, which is Red Oak, Iowa. And Red Oak now, we're moving down to the BNSF Creston sub. This is about 50 or so miles west of Creston. And one of the things that I noticed while I was in Creston, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to find it relatively quickly here. One of the things I noticed when I was in Creston was that there are several ballast trains parked in the Creston yard the day we were there. But I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. Those ballast trains in the Creston yard have been doing work between Red Oak and... Ooh, I had no idea we were getting this. Wow. Pair of CN units on the Creston sub. Oh, this is a coal... No, this is a ballast train. Or is it a coal train? I think this is actually... Because there's all of these systems like Santa Fe, BN... I think this is a system coal train. I thought this was a ballast train at first. But with the CN power on it, it threw me for a loop. But you see, like, some of these are ballast. One of those was a side dump ballast car. So, I'm not sure exactly what we got going on here. But catching the pair of CN units on this train is definitely... Oh, did I not? Here we go. Hang on. I'm sorry. I forgot to turn this back on. Here we go, guys. So the first timestamp that we have here is actually a pair of CN units. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, Turf. Thanks, M Helium. Yep, I got it reset now. That we actually saw a pair of CN units pulling some kind of a rock hopper train through Red Oak. So this view at Red Oak is looking west. There's our CN units. Now everybody can see them all together. Sorry for the confusion, guys. And, gosh, that one even looks like it might have ties stacked in it. But either way, the point I was trying to make was that there's definitely track work happening out beyond Red Oak, between Red Oak and Glenwood. And the locals seem to be based out of Creston and working west from that location. Lots of... There's a green BN hopper. Another one. Yeah, those have definitely got some ties stacked in them. That's interesting. Tyler Hendricks. No, you don't need to go. There's no reason for that. John Welsh. Hello. How are you doing? So, at Red Oak, this was actually the lady at the Red Oak Depot. Jolene is her name. She was the one that kind of initiated this whole trip by contacting me, over 6 months ago now. Yes, Nina ATCS, that is absolutely correct. There are definitely ties stacked in those hoppers, which is what really threw me for a loop. Because I was expecting these to be ballast cars. So, they contacted me. They were interested in having a webcam at the Red Oak Depot. The Red Oak Depot is beautifully restored. Definitely worth stopping in if you make the trip out to Western Iowa. They have a depot and they have a World War II museum inside the depot as well. So, it's a very, very interesting... It's a very, very interesting location, and I would definitely suggest anyone that it would be worth the time to come out here and check it out. Okay, ties go to Lance, Michigan on the CN for recycling. Sure, this is a westbound train, though. I'm thinking those are new ties that are being taken out to the work site to be distributed. So to give you a little bit of a layout here of what we've got in Red Oak, now that the train has passed, we've got Main 1, Main 2, the closest to the fence, and then the middle track. And then on the left, there's this crossover, and then you've got the branch line, which goes down to Shenandoah. So you're going to see, you are going to see either ethanol or grain trains. I forget exactly what... I forget exactly what they end up with, but they definitely go down to the left and then curve around, and there's a branch that they can back up into town. There's a few industries in Red Oak. Industries in Red Oak that end up getting sent that direction. And then they go to the south, which would be to the left, and go down to Shenandoah as well. So, this is something that when you see these grain trains, they're going to originate with Creston crews. They'll come down here and then take off to the south and be able to go down to Shenandoah to get loaded. So, the other thing that I wanted to point out is that because we're on the Creston sub, we also have Amtrak here. And we're going to back up to 6 in the morning, I believe. And, hello, Alan Hunt. How are you doing? I believe that I saw a timestamp for Amtrak at 6:04 in the comments. It's tough with Amtrak because this is not a station stop and they just zip right through here. But hopefully... Do I have a schedule for all locations somewhere? No, I do not. So I am not... If anybody has a timestamp for Amtrak, I thought it was 6:04 and I was apparently mistaken. So I'm not 100% sure, but if someone can provide that, we'll definitely check it out. We are just really kind of at the mercy of the slide bar here because I don't have the ability, I don't have the motion detection set up yet here at Red Oak. I do want to see if I can find another train to roll by at Red Oak, which is, it's getting kind of few and far between out here. Oh, I do believe, there we go. I think I found something. All right. So now we should see, oh, went too far. Here we go. So this is another westbound. This guy with a BNSF motor and a CP motor. And this looks like it could be a unit sand train. All right, so while this guy is rolling by, let's take a look here and see. Nina ATCS. Those ties always in IC, BLE, WC hoppers, GONS, never other railroads. New ties are in Gondis, stacked nice. Old ties, hoppers can't be used for ballast anymore due to holes. Okay, got it. I understand what you're talking about now. The only thing I would say is that there's definitely more than one routing to get to Michigan for that tie recycling plant. That it's possible. Like obviously the CN runs their ties in system cars, but it's possible that other railroads could be doing the same thing and handing them off in different places to the CN. So just keep that in mind. All right, so there is the rear of the DPU off of our unit sandhopper train, it looked like. And then yes, Creston. So we'll definitely jump over to 704 at Creston. The other thing that probably dominates the traffic on the Creston sub, just like it does on the Ottumwa sub, is the preponderance of coal traffic. And you're going to see an empty hopper train headed back for Wyoming right here as well. And, you know, this, if you were to say, well, what's the primary function of the Creston and Ottumwa subs, it's definitely moving coal traffic from the Powder River into Chicago. So, all right. What else do we have here? Yes, Dave Kroger, Creston 708, Tyler. Are we use uploaded railcams to our channels? You know, if you want to use a screen grab or something and credit Steel Highway with it or a still image, that's fine. We don't have a lot of, you know, to actually duplicate the stream, if that's what you're trying to ask. No, because that'll get you shut down in YouTube. YouTube doesn't like duplicated content. They actually crack down on that quite a bit. All right. They have to all go by my house. No other way to Green Bay. Fan of the show. You guys did a great job on the live show. Thank you very much. All right. So that's going to be our last roll by for Red Oak. And we are going to jump over to Creston now. But again, beautiful depot. Definitely go check out Red Oak, Iowa. Check out the depot if you ever have the opportunity to be there. And, definitely enjoyed working with the people at the Red Oak Depot in order to make this webcam a reality. And now, for the final stop in our Western Iowa tour, we have the massive former CB&Q depot at Creston, Iowa. And this is a really impressive structure. So, just as an aside, on Saturday, we had the opportunity to be inside this building for the Iowa chapter meet and get a tour of the building as well. So we definitely enjoyed that. Thank you to the Creston Historical Society for hosting us there. Oh, and we need to here we go. So we've got Amtrak over here on the right. What you're going to see is that even though the waiting room is in the Creston Depot, the old part of the Creston Depot, they actually have an Amshack which is taken over by BNSF for a crew change point. And they have platforms that are down here further to the right that are kind of hidden by this locomotive that's sitting in a yard track. So, was there platforms on both sides at one time? Are you talking about Red Oak or Creston? Because I think that Red Oak has the platforms on the station side. And then at Creston, they definitely have platforms that are in between the tracks. Yes. Dave Kroger, yeah. Great depot, nice tour. Yes, absolutely. Definitely enjoyed it. Larry Osborne. It was relatively on time. Like Dave says, it was 7 minutes late. And now we see Amtrak pulling away. I don't think that they had anything particularly unique on the rear of this train. But this is the departing Amtrak from Creston, Iowa. And there, as he zooms out, I don't know if he's going to zoom back out or not, but there's definitely the ability to see. Yeah, you can kind of see the train departing over the tops of those coal hoppers. That's just a coal train waiting for a new crew. But there he is taking off into the morning sunrise. So we'll jump back over to real time here and see if we can catch anything moving in front of the depot in the last, I don't know, half hour or so. Oh, I think I did. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. So this pair of Jeeps is parked in the Creston yard, and I want to say that this is definitely a rare pair, shall we say. Didn't have any idea that they were out here until we showed up, but pair of Jeep 50s, I want to say, working here in the Creston yard, and this is their local power that they run around with. And we're going to see them depart with a cover car and then some cars that I believe are local cars for Red Oak. This guy is heading west, so yeah, left is west, right is east here. And definitely appreciate the unique power that the BN keeps here in Creston for their local. The host here, just so that everyone knows, is Creston Realty, and definitely, oh, we get a little bit closer up view of the switch engines. Here they go, right in front of the camera on the yard lead. 165 and 3171. Both of them got air conditioning. Looks like a pretty nice ride for the crews. And looks like they've got one empty coal hopper for a cover car. So anyway, we'll also see that we have a... So this guy would have just changed crews off there to the right. And this is this empty coal train. And just departing Creston, heading west. 9:52 a.m. at Red Oak. All right, we'll jump back over and take a look at that. So in Creston, our host site is Creston Realty. And definitely, if you are in Creston, tell them thank you for hosting. And then also Spencer's Chop House. We actually have two hosts. The one is the tenant of the building, Creston Realty, and then the owner of Spencer's Chop House is also the owner of the building where the camera equipment is located. So, if you're in Creston, definitely check out the Spencer's Chop House and say thank you to Creston Realty and to Spencer's for hosting the webcam here at this location. And we see this westbound departing. So this is going to wrap it up for Creston. We'll jump back over and look at this timestamp, 9:42 at Red Oak. And as I back out of this, we'll go back over and check out Red Oak again. 9:42 a.m. Apparently we have something parked directly in front of the depot. Oh yeah, look at that. All right. So, I'm not 100% sure what this guy is. And I don't know if they really know that there's a camera there or not. But we see the BNSF. So how long does he sit there? Right in front of the depot. Quite a while, it looks like. I'd love to see what he actually is doing when he takes off to the west. Oh, this is the ballast train. All right. So now we see him start to pull. Yeah, 10:39, we found it. Ballast hoppers, empty Edgewater Power Plant coal leaving Butler, Wisconsin at 12:40. All right. And there's more of those BNSF rock hoppers. Ballast cars heading west. And one big GE pulling whatever this ballast train is. Whatever number of cars here. What if you want to use clips from the Railcams? If you use clips from the Railcams, then you need to credit Steel Highway for where they came from. So, for instance, don't crop out the information along the top. Make sure and show that you're showing where the source of where the webcam footage came from. Yes. Yep. They're loaded pretty high. That was something else that I noticed. There's several mountains of rock out there at the Creston yard waiting to be loaded into these rock hoppers. So let's see here. We are going to jump over. I know that I had one timestamp that had been provided for Grand Mound. So that'll probably be, we'll go over and check out Grand Mound here. And it's a pretty sizable ballast train that we've got going by. I wonder if he's gonna... I saw a ballast train with a DPU on it when we were out there on Friday. And it makes me wonder if this is gonna be a similar setup. Just given the length of this ballast train, I feel like one unit pulling might not quite cut it, honestly. They had a H1 motor that was the DPU going west on the ballast train last week. And then it led going back east into Creston. So, oh, you were looking for Amtrak and you found this? Nice. Let's see here. What else do we have? Favorite train and why? Oh, probably Milwaukee 261. I've chased that one several times. I do enjoy just the way it looks, the way it sounds. Yeah. Undercutting between Creston and Pacific Junction. All right. Good to know. That would make sense given the amount of rock that's being delivered. Well, we don't have an H1, but we do have a DPU. So there goes the ballast train. And now we will flip over to Grand Mound, Iowa. And going to Grand Mound, we're going to look for 11:45 in the morning. So here is the Grand Mound webcam. And we're going to have to go back just about an hour. And I think I found it. Gates are down, and there is a eastbound with a repainted UP leader and a CP engine coming up second. The intel that I had was that this was a NPPR type train. So thank you, buddy, for the timestamp. Definitely appreciate that. And if I look here, yeah, I see some Cargill hoppers. Yeah, just kind of a little bit of everything. This definitely feels like a NPPR type manifest train. So this guy is going east toward Clinton, and you will definitely. You'll definitely be able to see the full display of PSR as this guy rolls by. Just, you know, a little bit of everything. So, what else do we got here? A-Train. Hi. Just got back from helping with a group visit at the Eldon Depot Museum. Also had a visitor from Quincy, Illinois mention that they like that West Liberty has a webcam. Well, that's fantastic. Thanks for passing that along. Ryan Winan, yes, beautiful day for watching trains. So as we see this guy rolling by, this is going to be our last roll by of the day. Definitely appreciate everyone tuning in today. Just a couple of programming notes. So we are going to be the Trackside with Tom is going to be on hiatus over the summer. We are definitely going to be taking some time off. There's a mid DPU as we just have 1,000 things going on family-wise over the summer. So what you're going to see is that we're going to do 3 more Trackside with Toms here in May. The 1st, the 8th, and the 15th. And then that's going to be it. And we will resume Trackside with Tom in August. That is going to be, I believe, the date that I targeted. Actually, it's I think it's September 4th is the date that I targeted for that. So there's going to be 3 months taken off. Just a ton of family stuff to take care of here over the summer. And for those of you who don't know, I've got 6 kids, and we do a lot of, just having all 6 of them home with me here over the summer is kind of tough. So I will be making sure that everyone is well taken care of over the summer, and I will be coming back relaxed and refreshed and ready to tackle Trackside with Tom again on September 4th. So just wanted to make everybody aware of that. We're going to do 3 more episodes, and on May 15th, then we're going to be on break for the summer. So thank you everyone for tuning in today. Looks like we had 40 live viewers today. Thank you so much. Definitely appreciate everyone checking it out. And make sure and go to steel-highway.com, place an order, help support future webcam sites. And thank you everyone for being online with us today. We will see you in a week.